and today we're going to work on back extension exercises. So many people complain about lower back pain, and it's really due to weak back muscles and weak core muscles. So we've done a core workout earlier in the week or a couple weeks ago, and now we're going to work on strengthening up the back. So I'm going to have Ashley starting on her stomach. I want her forehead on the mat. What that's going to do is it's going to make a nice long extended cervical spine here. We don't want her to crank her neck. Ashley, bring your chin to the mat for me. If she does that, she's going to get a little bit of a crank back here, so we want her forehead down so that she's nice and extended through that cervical spine. I want her to start with her hands directly underneath her shoulders. Her elbows are going to be slightly elevated, but that's okay. And her heels are together, toes are apart, so we have an external rotation through the inner thighs. All right, I'm going to have her start by breathing in as she presses her chest up off of the mat. We only want to go into a little bit of an extension. We don't want to deeply compress the lumbar spine. And then as she exhales, she's going to slowly lower back down. I want her to walk her hands forward about 2 inches, so she's going to have a little bit more support now. We're going to inhale again, drawing the shoulders down into the back pocket as she presses up, and she'll be able to go up a little bit more here. She's got a very extended back. She's really strong back here. You don't have to press up this high. And exhale, lower all the way back down. Just go to wherever it feels good for you. Walk the hands forward 2 more inches. And one last time, we're going to have her press up, breathing in on the press up. I want her to maintain this dropped shoulder position, elbows in, and try not to lock out the elbows. Holding this position, we're going to take a neck roll. So I want her to look to the right. She's going to drop her chin and circle her head all the way around to the left, and then look straight ahead, maintaining this long cervical spine. Then she's going to look left. Drop the chin and circle the head all the way around to the right. Look directly ahead of you. Breathe in before you come down, and as you exhale, think about reaching the head all the way away from the spine on the way back down. Nice. Okay, for the next exercise, I want her to put her hands right underneath her forehead, one stacked directly on top of the other. And she's going to marry her hands to her forehead and not to the mat. I want her to squeeze her glutes, breathe in, and she's going to lift her entire upper body up off of the mat. And then exhale, release back down. Again, breathing in as we lift, we want to breathe into the back, and then exhale, release. We can do a couple more sets of this, and then we're going to build on it. Breathe in, hold it here. I want her to take her arms and stretch them out to the sides like a big letter T. Right here, drawing the shoulders down into the back. We bring the hands right underneath the forehead, and we relax everything down with an exhale. Let's do another one of those. Inhale, raise the chest and the arms up. Exhale, send the shoulders down the back as you reach the arms out to a T. Bring the hands directly underneath the forehead and exhale back down. We'll do one more, making sure you inhale as you come up, breathing in. Exhale, stretch the arms out to a T, pulling the shoulders down the back. Bring the hands right underneath the forehead and exhale, release back down. 3 to 5 reps is enough for those. Now we're going to have Ashley bring those arms out to a T position again. I want her to lie down on the right side of her face, and she's just going to relax down. The shoulders are going to draw down into the back pocket again, arms extended. I want the arms to hover about 1 inch off the floor. And all she's going to do is raise the arms and lower the arms. Raising them and lowering them. The whole time she does this, she's feeling the shoulders draw downwards into her back pocket to keep them out of the neck. She's working the rear deltoids here, so these are excellent for posture, getting those rounded shoulders to open up and come back a little bit. We could do about 10 here, then we'll release all the way down. Turn the head to the other side so we can work on symmetry of the neck, and she'll start again, arms reaching out, shoulders drawing down, and we begin to lift and lower, and lift and lower. You could do an extra little squeeze through the shoulder blades here to get a little bit more work through the rhomboid, but really want to feel it in the back of the shoulders, the rear deltoid. One more time. And come all the way back down. Let's press back into shell pose or child's pose. After any of these exercises, if you feel like there's a lot of pressure in the lower back, you can always move into shell pose to stretch out all the muscles of the erector spinae, just to get a little stretch back here and release. All right, for the next one, we're going to go back onto the stomach. I want her to turn her head so that she's lying down the right side of the face again. And she's going to start with her hands up as high as she can on her back, one stacked on top of the other. Once you get your hands stacked there, try and press your elbows down into the floor. That's going to give you a nice stretch through the front of the shoulders. The legs are squeezing tightly through the midline. I'm going to have her bend her knees and kick her heels to her tush 3 times. 2 and 1. Her legs are going to press back down into the mat, toes pressing firmly. She's going to take her hands and extend them all the way back, clasping them so much that it lifts her chest up off of the mat into a beautiful extension. We're going to go back down. This time we're going to lie on the left side of the face. Try and switch your hands so that you don't get used to one hand being on top. Elbows pressing down, and we kick the heels. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Toes press firmly into the ground. Arms extend back, clasping together. Big extension, that's okay. And we'll come back down to the right side of the face again. Try and take the hand that's the same direction you're looking so you don't get confused. Elbows down, and we kick. 3, 2, and 1. Toes press firmly into the ground. Clasp the hands together and extend behind you to take a nice little extension. We'll do one more. Left side of the face, the left hand will be stacked on top this time. Make sure that your hips don't pop up when you kick. She's going to kick and the hips stay nice and dropped. Good. Toes press firmly into the ground. Arms extend back. We're going to add something right here. Keeping the chest lifted, I want Ashley to lift her legs up. Adding a glute exercise right here. I want her to open her legs hip width. And she's going to begin to beat those legs together for heel beats. Every time those legs come together, I want those heels to touch. Now, if your lower back hurts while you're doing this, you can always take your hands, bring them right in front of you, make a pillow with them, and rest your forehead all the way down on the mat. But keep the legs elevated, reaching all the way from the hip flexor out through the toes. We'll do 5 more. Inhale, hold them together, and exhale, slowly float them back down. Take a child's pose one more time to finish. Stretch out the spine. And that's extension work for this week.